As someone who's married, I don't think I would ever go on a girls' trip.
Going on a girls' trip, on a girls' vacation trip with your friend when you're married, is there something wrong with it? Because this happily married woman said that she doesn't see herself going on a girls' trip with her friends because she feels like nobody loves her more than her husband. She feels like she cannot even leave her husband and her children, her family, and be going on girls' trip. She feels like she would never enjoy it. Let me show you all this video.
As someone who's married, I don't think I would ever go on a girls' trip. And if I do, I don't think it would. I can't imagine myself ever going on a girls' trip, like a girls' date night. Maybe a girls' weekend away or something, but a 4 or 5 day girls' trip outside of the country, away from my husband and my child, that simply just does not sound appetizing to me at all. Like, I'm good with a date night. Nobody takes as good care of me as my husband does. I am not comfortable with anyone the way I'm comfortable with my husband. And I want to be with my husband and child. I don't want to sleep in a bed that is not with him and with my kid. Like, I don't know, maybe I need more time in marriage or something, but going on a girls' trip while married and having my own family, it doesn't sound fun to me. It actually sounds a little miserable.
Is going on a girls' trip means you hate your partner or probably you're not happily married? Let me know what you guys think because the way she sounded in the video is as if you go on a girls' trip, it means that or you're not so happy or you don't really love your partner or you enjoy hanging out with your friends more than you enjoy hanging out with your man and all of that. You guys, there's something wrong with going on a girls' trip when you're a married woman. Let's watch some people's reaction and I'll see you at the end of the video.
As someone who's married, I don't think I would ever go on a girls' trip. A 4 or 5 day girls' trip outside of the country, away from my husband and my child, that simply just does not sound appetizing to me. I'm not comfortable with anyone the way I'm comfortable with my husband. Maybe I need more time in marriage or something, but going on a girls' trip while married and having my own family, it doesn't sound fun to me. It actually sounds a little miserable.
I'm also a married woman. My husband and I have been married for 21 years. We both work from home together. We are very close. And even with all that being said, I will gladly leave that husband and them kids and go out of the country. I've already done it. So what does me loving my husband and them kids have to do with me getting some me time and me having experiences that are for me? What does that have to do with me bonding with other like-minded women? Nothing wrong with loving your husband and spending good time with them, but there's nothing wrong with also spending time with yourself or spending time with other people. It's only an issue if your husband insists that you don't go anywhere without him. Because a man isolating you is a red flag. Do you have female friends to go on a girls' trip with? Are you saying this because you wouldn't or because you couldn't? This could lead to feelings of loneliness because you haven't allowed any room in your life for anything or anyone else. Men rarely abandon their friends for a wife and kid. Does he go on trips? Because if he does, how does he manage to pull himself away? Aside from you love him down, is there any other reason you don't feel comfortable leaving your husband for a couple of days? And if there is, it's not about trips, it's about trust. I'm glad that you love your husband and you love your baby, but I want to caution you against losing yourself and being a wife and a mother and forgetting who you are outside of those things.
As someone who's married, I don't think I would ever go on a girls' trip. And if I do, I don't think it would. I can't imagine myself ever going on a girls' trip, like a girls' date night. Maybe a girls' weekend away or something, but a 4 or 5 day girls' trip outside of the country, away from my husband and my child, that simply just does not sound appetizing to me at all. Like, I'm good with a date night. Nobody takes as good care of me as my husband does. I am not comfortable with anyone the way I'm comfortable with my husband. And I want to be with my husband and child. I don't want to sleep in a bed that is not with him and with my kid. Like, I don't know, maybe I need more time in marriage or something, but going on a girls' trip while married and having my own family, it doesn't sound fun to me. It actually sounds a little miserable.
So listen. I hear you, okay? Because this man take real good care of me. He does. He takes very good care of me. I'm very safe with him. I am. He don't like to go nowhere though. It's not. I never go nowhere. He's a homebody, and that's okay. These girls that I be girl tripping with, if that's what you want to call it, I want to be very clear that my girls trip, okay, and these social media girl trips, they are not the same. They're not, okay? They're not. We wandering around the city getting lost doing wine tasting. That's what we're doing. We're not in the club. That's not what we doing. We real old, okay? We're 40, right? We are. But even in our 30s, our girls' trips was tour buses and wine tasting. Like, and I just want to, I want to add that I've known these women since I was 14 years old. I feel safe with them. They're not gonna let nothing happen to me. They got my back. But come on, get on this plane. Come get on the plane, book the hotel. I'm not going for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks. That's not gonna work. The longest I've gone is 6 days, and that was our Europe trip, and we had a ball, okay? And I came back with a little gift in my belly that I didn't know was there before I left because I didn't want to leave this man. You see how that worked? I was enjoying this man before I left. And when I got back from my trip, I realized that half of him was there with me all along. We skedaddled all across Europe together. He was there in spirit and DNA. All right. I hear you. I do. More hats off to those who don't want girl trips. I don't do a whole lot. I haven't done one in several years. It's been a minute, actually. It's actually been about 7-8 years since I've had a girls trip. But I enjoy them. I like spending time with my friends. I miss him while I'm gone. I miss the kids while I'm gone. I bring back nice souvenirs, nice pictures, a nice experience, and then I come home and be stuck to him like glue. When I go on a girls trip, I also have several days off following it so that I can make up for the time that I miss with him, because make no mistake about it, I miss him real bad. I do. But I also enjoy gallivanting around town, tasting wine and learning the history of cities. It makes me happy, and he don't like that. So
yeah, me and sis over there, we are the same. But I will say that we get asked a lot about whether or not we let each other go on trips with our friends, girls trip, boys trips. And when I'm asked that, it's always kind of interesting, because my mindset is always, I let her. I'm not her parent. I get what you're saying, but my thing is, I don't have a problem with her going on a girl trip because I trust the girls that she's going on the trip with, just like they're sisters, like they're part of the family. Now, if these were some girls of the rambunctious bunch, then obviously it would be no for me. I would not approve. I would not like it. And if she chose to go, then I would be going somewhere else as well. Not on my own trip, but on my own trip to the divorce office.
Please.
And then, but seriously, I know you want to talk about me and going on boys trip, but I don't see a point in going on a boys trip. I don't want to go anywhere with a whole bunch of men, just gallivanting around another country. That's just me. Like you said, I'm a homebody, so that wouldn't be something I would be enjoying. But that's just me. Different stroke for different folks.
Not sound appetizing to me at all. Like, I'm good with a date night. Nobody takes as good care of me as my husband does. I am not comfortable with anyone the way I'm comfortable with my husband. And I want to be with my husband and child. I don't.
Oh, how cute, but not that cute. When you become a married woman, it does not mean that you lose your identity. It does not mean that your whole purpose in life is to now bask in your husband's presence to the point that you have no identity outside of your husband and your kids. That's just not good. What happens when your kid turns 18 and goes off to college? What do you do then? What happens if your husband gets invited on a boys trip? I guarantee you 10 times out of 10, he's saying yes. As long as the funds are there, I am pretty sure he's saying yes. So as a married woman, when you limit yourself to just your husband, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for heartbreak. That's why hopeless romantics, no matter how selflessly they love, their hearts get broken. Their hearts get broken the most because they have decided that they wanted to lose all common sense behind a man. Those girls trips are necessary. Those girl dinners, they are needed. That break from the household, I don't care if it's 2 to 3 hours. I don't care how peaceful your household is. I don't care how good your husband is. You will still decenter that man for your own peace of mind, for your own mental health, for your own sanity. You cannot say only your husband know how to take care of you. No, honey, only you know how to take care of you. He might buy you soup when you're sick. He might rub your stomach when you're on your cramps, when you have your cramps, sorry. He might buy you Tylenol when you're on your period. He might pray for you. All those good things. He may pay your bills, as he should. You get what I'm saying? But that does not mean that you, as a woman, as an individual, will now lose your whole identity behind marriage. You don't do that. Enjoy those girls' trips. It doesn't have to be a week. It doesn't have to be 10 days. Those 3 days, 4 days, Lord, you will come back refreshed. Come back. I mean, as long as you are around the right group of girls. I know there's a lot of toxic friend groups. That's not what I'm talking about. But when you have the right set of friends, married or unmarried, let me tell you, hey, God, those girl trips and those girl dinners, they have done wonders for my mental health. And I have a peaceful household. It's just necessary. It's just a necessity. Know this and know peace. Don't ever, as a married woman, don't you ever, again, hear me when I say this. I don't care how good that man is to you. Don't you ever give him that authority. Don't you ever give him that authority or that mindset that he's the only one that knows how to take care of you. What happened to you taking care of yourself? You're a big girl. You are not a child. Nobody has to be responsible for your happiness. You are. And let me tell you, the reason I wasn't going to make this video, but I was going through her comments, of course, and usually their response is where you get the truth. Somebody said that those girl trips, they're necessary. Like, they have helped her a great deal. And she responded with, I'm going to post a screenshot right here. She responded with, that's great for you, as long as your husband is okay with it. I said, there we go. There we go. The reason why you don't like those girls trips is because your husband is not okay with it. And he has made you to believe that those girl trips are pointless. I know men like that. I know them very well. They're very close to me. Be careful with how your husband speaks to you, because they do have the ability to manipulate situations and make you think that something that is good for you is not good for you for their own benefit, to nurse their own insecurities.
I don't think I would ever go on a girls' trip. And if 4 or 5 day girls' trip outside of the country, I want to sleep.
A lot of stay-at-home mothers and wives tend to lose their identity. They don't know who they are outside of a marriage, outside of being a mother. And with that being said, I don't think she could even fathom the thought of enjoying a girls' trip, because she's probably in a marriage where her friends are his friends and his friends are her friends. And for her to have outside friends, that's just not even a negotiable situation. So I don't even think she has friends to go on a girls' trip. And that's not saying it's a, not a dig at her, but I honestly don't think she does. And not only that, he's probably, women who are married and they're stay-at-home mothers, they don't have their own source of income. She is dependent on his income. I doubt that man's going to fund a trip where she is doing anything outside of anything that relates to him. Now, he would probably go on a guy's trip. I wholeheartedly think he probably would. But it's not even a question for her, because you know your place. You stay home, you take care of home, and that's what you do. So I think she's trying to convince herself that that is why it's unappetizing. The mere thought of being around nothing but females. Even though that can be a therapeutic thing. Being around your homegirls, being able to talk to them, talk about, maybe how much you kind of resent being just a stay-at-home mom, and you lost your identity within that. Not to say you don't want to be married, but sometimes you do have a little resentment. Sometimes you do have a little bit of reservations about, why did I do this? I don't even know who I am anymore. But in order to counteract that and to convince herself that she doesn't want these things, this is what she does. If she really felt and she was, settled in the thought and idea that this was how she really feels, she wouldn't have brought it to social media. This is her trying to have a lot of other people basically confirm her thoughts and her feelings about this, and people aren't. It's sad to see when a woman loses herself within her marriage, within motherhood, because it takes years for you to even find out who you are anymore. Outside of that marriage, if something should happen, who are you? Who are you? You can never be so dependent on anybody. I don't care how much you love them. In no way on earth can you be so dependent in one person so much, so that you lose yourself at the end of the day. You can't. It's not healthy. It's not safe, and it ultimately you'll be hurt at the end, because you don't know what can happen. You don't really know people. As much as you might spend time with them, you're not in their head, so therefore you don't know what they could do.
I mean, if you like it, I love it, but it's giving enmeshment. Hey guys, it's Reframing Godmother, and I am back. Now, this is the video that I actually wanted to be my first video for today, not responding to somebody thinking they were shading me for being an ex-wife. Anyway, let's talk about this. Right. I think I love love. You guys know I love love. Yes, I am divorced, but I am also engaged to be married again. I clearly love love. That being said, it is so important for people, whether it's the man or the woman or same-sex relationships, whatever, to have independence outside of their relationship. Your entire life cannot be you inhaling your partner's exhale. And while that lady is entitled to be like, oh, I would never do a girls getaway trip without my man. Personally, I'm just going to say it is good sometimes to have the ability to take a small step back and recalibrate without your partner staring in your face. And I say that as somebody that, I will be full transparency. I started taking solo trips where I just would travel by myself. I would want to say 2017 was the first time I did it. I went to Hong Kong and Japan. And so at that point, I had been with my now ex-husband. We were 3 years married at that point. So I want to say we were about 12 years together total. But it was like, I wanted to go to Hong Kong. I'd never been to Hong Kong at that point. He was going to do NAM because he's a DJ. And I didn't want to go to NAM. What do I care about a convention? It's a convention that's not just for DJs, but it's like in general for entertainment, etc. And at that point, I had shifted out of entertainment marketing outside of like specific people that I worked with, and so I was like, yeah, I want to do my own thing. So I think I did a week. I did a week in Hong Kong and Japan. So I did like 3 days in Hong Kong and 4 or 5 days in Japan. Loved it. I mean, I've been to Japan many times, whatever. Anyway, the point is, it is good to have a sense of self and an identity outside of being the wife of or the mother of. And I say that as somebody who is the mother of and who is now the fiance of and was the wife of, right? And especially in my past, I was a DJ wife, which is its own level of shenanigans, right? And I remember saying this to my therapist at the time when my ex and I had split, and it's hard to understand unless you're in this life, but or we're in this life. But as a DJ wife, if you've ever watched Goodfellas, there's the part where Karen Hill is like, there were never any outsiders. We were always together. It was just us. Yeah, that is that. That is the DJ life. When you're the DJ wife or the DJ girlfriend, like you might have your people outside of that, but as you immerse more into that world, that is the reality. You start spending more time with people who are DJs than people who are not, because it is a very different lifestyle, right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Whatever, my ex-husband is still DJ. He's still gainfully employed. Good, because he owes me child support and alimony. But like, yeah, it is a very insulated community, all right? So long story short, it's great if you want to inhale your partner's exhales, but it's also really good for you to have a separate identity outside of being the wife of somebody. It's really unhealthy if you're like, I can't go anywhere unless I'm with my partner. I can't do anything unless I'm with my partner. Like, no, that's not okay. It's okay to have your own passions and interests. It's okay to go do your own thing. It's okay to have friends who are not necessarily in the same social circle. All of these things are okay, because at the end of the day, I firmly believe that your romantic partner cannot be a substitute for your personality, your identity, and all of those things. You still need to have your own sense of self and your own sense of self-worth that is not entirely dependent on somebody else. Because when your whole identity becomes my man, girl, God forbid, if something happens, now what? And as somebody who has had to rebuild their life because they were all in on their partner, and they were all in on his friends and my friends, and that's my family. Don't do it to yourself. It is not good, because now here I am rebuilding my life and rebuilding my social circle, because my social circle went from crazy big to this big after our relationship ended. So it's good to have your own sense of self, and it's good to enjoy things that maybe your partner doesn't enjoy. You guys do not have to be, when I see one, I see the other. That's not healthy. It's okay to be an independent individual outside of your partner.
There was something she said in the video. She said, is it that she hasn't gotten to that stage that she will enjoy a girl's trip? And I feel like, yes, she hasn't gotten to that stage. I feel like sometimes some married women usually forget their identity when they are married. They feel like, oh, now that I'm married, I don't need friends. I don't need to go out with my friends. My husband is going to be my best friend. My children are going to be my friend. I don't need any other person around me because I love my man so much. He cares for me so much, and I do not want anybody to be my friend. They continue doing that, thinking that, oh, they're trying to build a peaceful home. It's later on in the marriage you realize that you've made a very big mistake. Because I believe that if her husband was put in a position to go out with his friends that he knew before they got married, he would enjoy and go out on boys' trip with his friend, right? So I do not understand why most of the time when a woman is married, she usually forgets herself. They usually think that going out with the girls will be like they're betraying their husband. I don't know why married women always forget themselves and forget their identity when they are married with a man. There's nothing wrong if you go on girls' trips. I personally, for me, I enjoy hanging out with my friends. See, I just feel like married women should just know that you being married doesn't mean that you have to forget your friends. She's giving a kind of woman that when she get married, the kind of woman that kind of push their friends away when they are married and start saying, okay, I don't want to be friends with you again because I'm married now. You won't get it or something. Married women think when they are married. My husband is my best friend. So what else? Who am I looking for? They don't know that you still need to hang out with your friends. You need to, in fact, if you need to go on solo dates with yourself, the more you start thinking, I don't think I can go on a vacation without my husband because I love him so much. You don't think you will enjoy it. Is you losing yourself in the marriage. I feel like this is the stage whereby women start losing themselves, but they don't know yet. They feel like it's kind of love, or maybe they call it happily married women. They cannot do anything without their husband, right? My man must do this for me. I must go to this place with my man. It must not be with my friends and all of that. I feel like if you're married, does not mean that you have to compulsory. You have to be going on vacations with your husbands. There's some occasions you have to go with your girls, with your friends. Before you met that man, you were going out with your friends. Before you met the man, you were having date nights, you were traveling. So what happened when you're married with the man now and you're like, it has to be your man, your man? I feel like a lot of married women just forget themselves and decide to, center their marriage around their lives and forget that they need to actually have self-care. What do you guys think? Do you think there's something bad if you're married and you're going for a solo trip, or you're going for a girls trip and you're a married woman, happily married woman? Is there something wrong with it? Is it a taboo? Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, respectfully as always. Sugar Maria Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.